Hey guys, my name is Matimio, and today I have another episode of Field Test. This is a video series where you, the viewer, choose a weapon setup that you would like me to try in a future episode, so what weapon and its attachments, and then I pick from the top 3 most thumbs up comments and put one of them through its paces. And for today, I'm going to be trying out the MG36 with the Cobra heavy barrel and bipod attachment, and I remember when this weapon was first released in the Back to Karkin expansion pack, it was easily one of my favorite weapons. I think it was kind of bugged on, I think it was the PS3 or the Xbox 360. Your soldier's arms like flew out in front of you and it was just impossible to use. But I remember on the PC, it killed quickly, it was very accurate, and it was just a beast of a weapon. But then I think DICE did some tweaking and they nerfed it to put it more in line with the other weapons. But in my opinion, they went a little bit too far, and now it's just kind of this weapon where it's fun, it does the job, but it's just not as effective as other weapons, and I'll go into more detail about that later. But to get some useful statistics out of the way, the MG36 has a fairly fast rounds per minute of 750. It also shares the same damage model of pretty much all of the assault rifles, which is 25 damage up close and a minimum damage of 18.4. It also has an average reload time of 3 seconds flat if you have a bullet in the chamber, or 4.7 seconds if you do not. But probably the weakest aspect of this weapon compared to other comparable light machine guns or weapons for the support class would be its recoil. It has a fair amount of vertical recoil, and with your setup with the heavy barrel, it's going to be even more noticeable. I do approve of your heavy barrel attachment because something that I complain about with the light machine guns is that they are not as effective at long range engagements, and I still wouldn't say the MG36 is a perfect long range engagement weapon, but having the heavy barrel is a nice choice because it's going to increase your accuracy at long range and increase your bullet damage at medium range, so pretty much it just makes you more effective at medium range engagements, which is nice for a light machine gun, and that's where those excel. But if you are not comfortable with recoil and you're just not very good at managing it, the MG36 may be a little difficult, and especially if you are using the heavy barrel attachment, because that also gives you more vertical kick as well. So I do like your heavy barrel attachment, but like I said, if you're a player who does not like or cannot manage recoil all that easily, then this might be a difficult weapon for you to use. That being said though, when I first initially started testing out this setup for today's video, I was getting pretty frustrated. The recoil was very hard to manage, like I said, and I was just getting frustrated. And once I finally started to buckle down and really get used to the recoil, that was when I was able to finally start to get some kills and really start to destroy people on the battlefield. So where I would recommend using this playstyle or this weapon is at medium range engagements. You can still do very well up close because of its fast RPM, but once you start to move to long range combat, I feel like you're just going to get outgunned by the assault rifles or all of the other weapons pretty much. I just do not feel like the MG36 is a very effective weapon at long range combat. But as you will see in this video, if the target is at medium range, you are going to be pretty effective at taking them out. You also have here that I should be using the bipod, which I think is fine, but for the MG36, I just did not feel like it was all that useful. Sure, it's going to help you with those long-range engagements, or if you just want to hunker down and kind of, lock down a hallway or something like that, it's a perfect attachment for that. But I felt like if you were trying to use it just to take out long-range targets, I just did not find it to be all that useful. Like if I saw a sniper way off in the distance and I knew that if I was trying to take him out normally, that was never going to work, so I would go prone to use my bipod and take him out, and that would work sometimes, but in most circumstances that would just get me killed, or I just wouldn't be able to kill them because of either the accuracy, or maybe I'm just not used to the bipods because I don't use them very often. But I just didn't think that it was all that effective with this weapon. But overall, I would say that the MG36 and this setup is fairly effective at mid-range combat. It's going to get the job done as long as you know how to manage the recoil. But as I said earlier in the video, I just think that there are better weapons for the support class in mid-range combat. And the first one that comes to mind is the L86A2, which was introduced in the Close Quarter DLC. It has the same RPM with the MG36, also the same damage model, but it has less recoil, and it also has a faster reload time. The only real downside that I can see is that it has 5 less bullets in its magazine, and at least in my opinion, I would much rather have a weapon that has 5 less bullets but a lot more manageable recoil and faster reload time, and I just can't really see why you can justify using the MG36 over the L86A2. I mean, sure, in some circumstances, having 5 extra bullets is going to save your life and get you a couple more kills, but overall, I would just much rather have a faster reload time. I'm going to have my pants up more often than down, and I'm just going to be able to stay on target a lot easier. So I think that the MG36 is a fun weapon. I just think that there are better weapons out there, and I can't really justify myself using it over the L86A2, but that's just my opinion. But that's it for today's field test, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, or you just want to support my channel, I always appreciate it when you give my videos a rating and subscribe if you haven't already. If you would like to submit your own weapon setup, you can do so by leaving a comment down below, and also make sure to thumbs up the comment or the setup you would like me to try in a future episode. But until next time, guys, have a good one and take it easy.